Welcome to the special broadcast on the parliamentary elections on DD India, the great Indian election. This is the ultimate election year, as globally more voters than ever in the history will head to the polls. On the show today, we take a look at the first phase of election, where 8 union ministers, 2 former chief ministers, 1 governor's fate will be sealed. There are over 1,500 candidates who are set to test their electoral fate in the first phase of elections on the 19th of April, when 102 seats across 21 states and union territories will go to polls. Well, 2024 is the year of democracy. During the past 75 years, the election process in India has evolved a lot. From ballot boxes to electronic voting machines to VVPATs, the Indian democracy keeps evolving. How the electorate has changed over the years, DD India takes a closer look.
The first phase of polling will see 102 seats with 1,658 candidates in the fray. There are 969 million voters on the electoral rolls for the 2024 general elections across all phases. There has been a 6.25% increase in the number of voters since 2019, which stood at 912 million. How has the electorate changed over the years? Let's take a look at the demographics of the electors. Share of voters in total population is the highest in 2024. Voter population ratio varies across states. Lowest gender imbalance in the electorate. Higher share of first-time voters. The share of voters in the total population will be the highest in 2024. Elections over the years from 1951 to 2024 have shown that the electors as a percentage of the total population is rising from less than 50% in 1951 to 67% in 2024. The difference in the demographic profile of states shows a disparity in the voter population ratio. There are large variations. How has this changed over time? The numbers have increased, but in different magnitude. Undivided Andhra Pradesh showed a maximum increase of 16.5 percentage points, followed by West Bengal and Karnataka. Bihar has seen the lowest increase at 2.1 percentage points, followed by Punjab 3.9% and Rajasthan with 4.5 percentage points. The 2024 elections will see the least gender imbalance in the electorate. It was 910 in 1971, it went lower to 902 in 1991-92. In the 2019 elections, the gender imbalance was at 926, while in this election, it's at 948. Finally, the share of first-time voters is higher than what it was in 2019, but it is not the highest in India. There are 1.9% first-time voters in India, which when translated into numbers is 18.2 million first-time voters. The highest number of first-time voters was in 2014 at 2.75%. The percentage of first-time voters is the highest in Jharkhand at 3%, followed by Rajasthan with 2.9% and Madhya Pradesh with 2.8%. The lowest first-time voters are in Kerala and Maharashtra with 1%. This election could see many news. How the Indian voters adapt to changing times and challenges will be tested as India decides in 2024. Anil Thomas's report for DD India.
Well, the first phase of elections, 102 seats, we have divided 2 evenings or 2 halves of the first phase of elections. The first that we are looking tonight is the west, the center and down south. Total 66 seats that go to polls in the first phase. The first evening we're going to look at these numbers. Rajasthan 12 seats, Madhya Pradesh 6, Maharashtra 5, Chhattisgarh 1, Lakshadweep 1, Puducherry 1, you've got Andaman Nicobar Islands 1, and you've got Tamil Nadu, the south or the state from the south that could do a lot of talking, that could reverberate in these elections. There are 39 seats. A quick look at the western zone. You've got the BJP winning 16 seats in this particular region. When one takes a look at the 12 seats in Rajasthan and the 5 seats in the Vidarbha belt from Maharashtra, put that together, 16 of the 17 with the BJP, 1 with the Congress. If one takes a look at an NDA versus the opposition bloc in 2024, this is how the numbers look like. 16 in favor of the BJP from the west on part of India in the first phase as compared to one seat, the lone seat of Chandrapur, that's with the Congress, that goes to polls on April 19th. Let's shift focus to the central part of India. There are 7 seats, 6 in Madhya Pradesh in the first phase and 1 in Chhattisgarh, the region of Bastar that goes to polls in this particular phase. BJP once again having a lion's share there. 5 seats to the BJP, 2 to the Congress, 1 in Chhindwara, that's with the Congress, Nakul Nath winning it in 2019. We've got 1 in Chhattisgarh. The lone seat that goes to polls is with the Congress here. If you juxtapose it with 2024, this is how the central part of India, the seats that go to polls in the first phase, NDA having 5, the Congress picking up 2. Well, now let's dip down south. You've got Tamil Nadu and 3 union territories, Puducherry, Lakshadweep along with Andaman Nicobar. This is where things get interesting and this is where the big fight is. 42 seats in the south. You've got DMK picking up 10, DMK picking up 24, Congress picking up 10. The left parties picking up 2 seats each, the CPI, the CPIM, AIADMK picking up 1, the NCP picking up 1 that seat from the union territory. And this is where the big competition or the big fight that's going to take place in phase 1 of voting. Take a look at purely juxtapose it with 2024. NDA doesn't open its account here. The opposition bloc has 41 seats in this particular region. Others picking up 1 seat. The AIADMK not in an alliance with any partner there in Tamil Nadu, picking up that 1 lone seat that's left with the others. So that's how the number game is purely in terms of the 3 parts or the 3 zones that we have put this particular election. Before we get into the big candidates, the big seats that one need to look forward to, let's quickly take a look at the Election Commission data. The total candidates in phase 1, 1,618, 92% of it male, 8% female, 135 females there in the election battle in 2024 in phase 1. Moving to the education qualification, some standout statistics that we're looking at. Graduates and above, 835 candidates who are graduates and above. That's roughly 52% of the candidates educated above graduation and above. Criminal cases, another thing that the Election Commission brought about when it thinks about bringing more transparency, especially when it comes to the voters deciding the candidates. 252 candidates with criminal records, roughly 16%. Crorpatis. In this age, you have 450 candidates who are crorpatis in this particular elections. That's roughly around 28% of the total number. Now, since we mentioned crorpatis, let's quickly take a look at how these crorpatis are panned out. Above 500 crores, you just got 2 candidates in the fray. 100 to 500 crores, close to 7 candidates in the fray. 50 to 100 crores, you've got 24 candidates. 20 to 50 crores, that's 30 candidates. 1 to 20 crores, that's 387. And as we move further down, the numbers keep increasing. But an important and a standout stat is less than 1 lakh in your purse. There are close to 166 candidates there in the fray in this particular election battle of 2024. This is just phase 1. This is not the all 7 phases, just the phase 1. Also another statistic, complaints that have been before the Election Commission, close to 200 complaints, 169 complaints the ECI has acted. Complaints received, if you break it up with the parties, the Congress 51 acted on, the BJP giving up 38 complaints, most of it being acted upon. The others, the issues raised are 90, those being attended are 80. That's a flip in the graphic. Apologies for that, but that's how this particular graphic play out. Now, there are many seizures, that the poll watch body that ECI has done. Look at cash that's been recovered, 11.3 crores, alcohol, 1.4 crores, drugs, 189.9 crores, metals, that's gold, silver in form of gifts, 32.2 crores, gifts, 1.2 crore. You put that number together, close to 230 crores that's been seized in this particular election battle. Also, C-Vigil, an app that the Election Commission has launched, 912 complaints that have been registered, close to 800 that are correct, and the ECI within 90 minutes, within 100 minutes, taking stringent steps, especially when it comes to the complaints that have been put on the C-Vigil app, especially when it comes to influencing the voters. Now, there are 12 seats in phase 1, especially in the west, center and south of India, that we picked as crunch battles. The first one in Churu, You've got the para-Olympian champion there, Devendra Jajaria, in the battle race, picking the BJP ticket. It's going to be a close battle. Many say this one could go down to the wire. Rahul Kashwan taking on Devendra Jajaria. It's an interesting battle, especially between a sportsman and a politician. Two more seats from Rajasthan that we picked. A union minister there, Bhupendra Yadav, in the election fray from Alwar, taking on Fazal Hussain from the BSP and Lalit Yadav from the Congress. It's another interesting, keenly fought battle, especially in Rajasthan. The third seat that we picked from Rajasthan is another union minister, Arjun Ram Meghwal, taking on Govind Ram Meghwal. It's called the Battle of Meghwals there in Bikaner. Shifting from Rajasthan to Maharashtra, two interesting battles. The first one, Nagpur, union minister Nitin Gadkari in the election fray, taking on Congress's Vikas Thakre. It's an interesting battle because remember, Nitin Gadkari is in the election fray, and there were many talks on the battle, on especially the threat that he faces from this particular seat. Another seat from Maharashtra that we picked, Chandrapur. This is the lone seat that the Congress managed to win in 2019. Remember, of the entire belt in Maharashtra, this was the lone seat that the Congress managed to win. 2019, heavyweight Hansraj Ahir lost from this particular seat. This time there is a change in the minister of culture there in the race in Chandrapur on a Lok Sabha ticket for the BJP. Now dipping down south, three seats that we picked in the south. No, Madhya Pradesh is another one. Madhya Pradesh, we've got Mandla, we've got another minister from the union government, Fagan Singh Kuleshte, there in the election battle against Omkar Singh. This particular Mandla seat is very interestingly poised because for two reasons that we'll open with our guests when we deliberate on these seats. The next from Madhya Pradesh is Chhindwara. Chhindwara, the Kamal Nath's son there, Nakul, is in the election fray. BJP's Banti Vivek Sahu, the challenger there. And this is the lone seat that the Congress managed to win. Congress had two seats in 2014. It's down to this one Chhindwara belt that, it's a passing of baton from Kamal Nath to Nakul. Now, Jabalpur is another interesting race. You've got Dinesh Yadav from the Congress and you've got Ashish Dubey, a new entrant in the election fray. It's a high voltage battle that we have seen, especially in the election pitch that the two candidates have made. We'll have to see how the voters, are looking at this particular election, matchup between these two top candidates there in Madhya Pradesh. Now, time to shift down south. Look at the big seats from south on how they could be influential. Heading to Tamil Nadu, the first seat, Coimbatore, you've got K. Annamalai, the BJP state president, taking a big call, especially when it comes to going solo in Tamil Nadu in the election fray. He's got Ganapati Rajkumar from the DMK and the AIADMK. That makes it a triangular contest. And down south this time around, 2024 will have many triangular contests, and that is where, things could get a bit close for the DMK as well as the BJP. From the Nilgiris, you've got A. Raja, in the election battle back again. You've got L. Murugan, union minister there in the election fray from the Nilgiris. Remember, there was a lot of talk, especially, which is somehow, the votes there in the Nilgiris are closely, affected, and we could see a close neck-to-neck battle, especially in the Nilgiris. A final candidate or a final seat, that's a hot seat, especially in this first phase, Chennai South. You've got the former governor of Puducherry and Andhra Pradesh there, Tamil Soundarajan there in the election fray from Chennai South. And this particular election, especially when it comes to the rains and the floods that followed in Chennai and the Chennai South region, this particular battle, the voters will have a lot to think, especially when they go out to cast their vote. So it's going to be an interesting battle, especially between the voters and the candidates in the fray, but a keenly fought contest, especially on 12 seats that we have looked at. Time now for us to slip into a short breather here. On the other side, we'll get a team of reporters down on the ground. We're also going to get a team of experts here in the studios as we look at phase 1 of voting on the 19th of April.